Hello guys from Open Gate, everything is fine with you, with us everything is okay. Renato here guys, look at this animal's hoof guys. It's an animal that had a laminitis problem a long time ago and you know, it ended up being complicated. It's an animal that the second time I have been trimming it, but I had a gap in trimming it for about a year. I followed the process a little when the animal had laminitis. That's what we call it, acute laminitis. And the other professional who was taking care of the animal, he took very good care of him and carried out the entire process. In fact, an excellent job. It's a result, but he's not a hoof trimmer. And here we have the effects of laminitis. That's it. It ends up inflaming the blade that holds the hoof because we have the internal bone, which is the phalanx. So it loosens a little and ends up with a rotation of the phalanx. That's it. It is approached at a certain angle. It is positioned in this way. In the case of the first phalanx, the second one is a little, for example, in the case of the third here, that is the hoof follows this phalanx because it gives the shape of the hoof, and when there is inflammation it ends up moving. It's called rotation, which is very likely that the hoof ends up showing that there is a rotation. The hoof changes, there is a transformation in it, and you see that there is a difference between one and the other because the one over there is small, this one is bigger, it's already a little deformed. The curve of the one is very big. Look at the difference here. As we have here practically passing a finger to spare. That is, it is positioned here on the first line of hoof trimming, and then he does one turn. And it is very complicated for a hoof trimmer to do this hoof here because even though it is a chronic situation and it won't change much more than that, and if he doesn't do the trimming, but it is very complicated. What would it be like the best with the X-ray to see the phalanx line appearing on the X-ray, as we don't have? So let's go with science that the hoof shows us. In other words, this is the first time now that I am lifting this hoof, and I will also have a surprise for you as I clean it here. Well, some cases we deal with are often a challenge. It is a different hoof. I know there is already been a laminitis process, but I don't know how it is progressing. Showing you here a little while, I was talking about the shape of the hoof. This one is the normal shape of the hoof, and you can see that this curve of the hoof is already the white line. So if it has distanced itself enough, it is not having the grip it should have. It ends up being deformed in this shape. Well, while I'm doing the work here, years ago when I worked with my father, even today laminitis, it is a very big challenge for veterinarians and owners and people who make horseshoes. There isn't a certain way to work and get the color of it. However, today, with the working materials like silicone plaster, synthetic soliders, all of this helps a lot in the results. But years ago, you know, many horses died because they were unable to evolve positively. The inflammation was progressing and the hoof didn't. And many horses could not stand it and they died due to laminitis. And it is necessary, guys, essential materials that in the past were the basics of the basics. And there was a lot of study, however, did not have the materials to alleviate the situation. That's it, things have evolved a lot, and we were told that out of 10 horses, at least 2 to 5 they would be lost. Nowadays, isn't it? It's possible that, actually it's been years since I haven't seen people lose horses to laminitis. The professionals have evolved a lot. The materials have evolved a lot. Today, there are many studies talking about this to us, and we must have a basis. If there were many studies, and thus we have a good result for it. And if the owner wants to invest, you can get results to put an end to this problem. The owner here did this, decided to put an end for this, and got the result. You see, it's a hoof I can't get much out of. That's how they say it, right, Renato? You removed what's necessary, which is best for the hoof. And now save the next hoofs to grow more so we can do a better cleaning. For now, we can't remove more. We haven't reached the sensitive part, and we can slow the animal down until it harms him. The right limit is necessary. Now there's no way to make so much here. The soft part of the hoof wall has started to look very white. I'm just going to round it out a little more and wait for the next hoof trim. After all, what we want is to make a reposition of this hoof. That's it, guys. Let's wait for the next hoof trimmings. Renato has already done the front hoofs here, guys. So stay with God until the next video, God willing. Our motto is to listen to those who have no voice to be heard.